Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Today I'm going to tell you a story, an age-old tale by Helena Pittman called A Grain of Rice. So a long time ago, there was a very powerful and wealthy Chinese emperor. And this emperor had everything you could possibly imagine. He had an extremely beautiful palace. He had riches, he had all the gold he could want, all the silver, the diamonds. He had everything you could possibly imagine, apart from one thing. His daughter, the princess, she was bedstricken. She had been ill for months, and all the money, all the wealth that the emperor had did not make any difference at all. He tried all the doctors in the land. He tried the different herbalists, all the different concoctions which were available. Nothing worked. All this money couldn't make his daughter better. So he put it out there to all the people in the land, if anybody could bring his daughter back to good health, they could get anything they liked. Riches would be bestowed upon them. So one day, a farmer's son, a peasant named Pong Lo, entered the palace. And it was through Pong Lo's wit and through his skill and mastery that he managed, to everybody's surprise, to nurse the princess back to full health. And along the way, he fell in love. So when it came and the emperor asked Pong Lo, "What is it you would like, son? What wish can I grant for you?" He simply asked for the daughter's hand in marriage. To which the emperor said, "Absolutely not. You can have anything else, but my boy, you are a peasant. You are not from royal blood. I cannot grant you this." So, Pong Lo thinking, he said, "Okay, what would you like?" I said, "Okay, have a grain of rice." So a grain of rice, that's nonsense. You can have riches, you can have one of the biggest rooms in the palace, you can have wild horses, you can have all the gold that you desire. Okay, I have a grain of rice, if you insist, that doubles every day for 100 days. If you wish, and it's done. So on the first day, Pong Lo, the servants bring him, they go out to his village and they bring him 1 grain of rice. On the second day, 2 days of rice, 2 grains of rice. On the third day, 4 grains of rice. On the fourth day, 8 grains of rice. On the 5th day, 16 grains of rice. On the 6th day, 32. Could go on a while. And it's on the 10th day, we are now up to 128 grains of rice. So perhaps Pong Lo can make himself a little rice soup. Just, he's not got a great amount at this stage. And the emperor's not worried at all. We fast forward ever so slightly to 12 days. And now all of a sudden, we have 3,042 grains of rice. So it's starting to get a bit heavy. We now need a servant to carry a whole sack full of rice to Pong Lo. And now on the 20th day, 32,322 grains of rice. On the 30th day, wait for it, 536,800,924 grains of rice, requiring 40 servants to go to this village where Pong Lo lives to deliver his rice. The emperor is desperate. He doesn't know what to do. He's got no more rice left. He sees Pong Lo and what he's done. And in absolute desperation, he calls Pong Lo to the palace. And he concedes, you can have my daughter's hand in marriage. Pong Lo accepts on the condition that no rice will be served at the wedding. And what this story tells you is that Pong Lo was a very clever man. He was very clever because he understood compound interest. Yeah? Albert Einstein is quoted as saying, compound interest is the greatest mathematical formula on earth. It's one of the most powerful formulas in the universe to those who know how to use it correctly. For those of you who are perhaps into personal development, there's the author of Success Magazine, Darren Hardy, and he has written a book called The Compound Effect. And he talks about how he can beat any of his competition, not by going at it really strong for a few days, a few weeks, a few months. No, by every day doing something which takes him a step further to his goal, a step further to his financial wealth, or if it's health, whatever it needs to be, but it's every single day he does something towards that. And it's a snowball effect. Things start small, they build, they grow, they grow. It's not about doing everything in one weekend, doing everything in a week, a month. It's a process that you do over a long period of time. So 3 important points I want you to take away. So number 1, it doesn't take a large amount of whatever it may be, whether it's rice, whether it's money. You could start off with a small amount to make an absolute fortune. It's not important the amount, it's just important that you get started. Number 2, you have to start at some point. The younger you start doing these things, the more time you have for compound interest to be on your side. And number 3, you must be patient if you want to marry the emperor's daughter.